on Jericho News Tonight this Sunday. It is day number 6. Tonight, we will discuss what is going on outside our walls and investigate how much longer this chaos will last. We'll interview a mother pleading to city leaders that something will be done to finally put an end to this.
It has to stop. I'm pleading to our leaders. They have to do something about this. It is scaring me.
And we will also talk to our in-house expert on this issue and what he thinks. Also, we will have an exclusive interview with the woman accused of hiding spies who came into our city by night. What exactly happened? And pizza. All sorts of pizza. But why do so many people hate pineapple on their pizza? It's delicious. We will take a closer look.
Good evening, everyone. We are going to begin tonight with breaking news. It has been 6 days now that we have witnessed this group of people called the Israelites camp out outside our city. Been walking around for the last 6 days, even blowing those horrendous sounds from their horns. It has been terrifying our city, and we will interview tonight a mother who is pleading for the leaders here in Jericho to finally put a stop to it. We will also interview an expert who knows who these people are, the God whom they seem to worship, and what exactly are they doing here. But we begin with a live look outside our city and our very own Joanne Walters, who is now keeping an eye out to see if the Israelites will continue this daily walk around the city for the 7th day in a row. Joanne, what do you have for us this day?
Yes, good evening. We are here outside of Jericho, next to one of our hefty and strong walls that surround and protect our great city of Jericho. I am happy to report that there are no Israelites inside at the moment. Their camps are still out there, but no walking as of yet. We will for sure continue to keep an eye out for you all. Back to you, Juan Brokaw.
Thank you, Joanne. Stay safe and keep us informed. As you all know, it has been a very chilling last 6 days, hearing so many footsteps and hearing them stop and suddenly horns loudly being blown in right into our homes. We found a mother who is pleading to our leaders to put an end to all of this now. So I sat down with her earlier tonight, and here is what she had to say. So thank you for sitting with us tonight, Tabubu. I understand that you live right next to our walls where you can clearly hear the Israelites watch each night for the last 6 days. This has been terrifying to your children, and your husband has been crazy and throwing most of your sandals out the window at them. Is that true?
Yes, we have not been able to sleep at all because we hear their footsteps, their conversations, and when we hear those horrific horns, it keeps us up for the rest of the night in complete fear. When is this going to stop?
And what exactly have you heard them say?
Well, thanks to Rosetta Stone's Learn Hebrew in 24 hours, I've been able to hear them talk about their God promising them this land, which they apparently call Canaan. I'm not really sure what they meant, but my children keep asking if we're going to have to move again.
Canaan, that's interesting.
Yes, each night they keep repeating how their God promised their father Abraham this very land where we're at, hundreds of years ago. One thing that is driving us crazy is that they keep singing the same song every night.
Interesting. And what song is this?
I'm not really sure, but it's pretty catchy. It goes something like this. Father Abraham had many sons had Father Abraham, and I'm one of them, and so are you. So let's all praise the Lord. Then they start raising their right arm, their left arm, and their legs, and before you know it, they're twisting, stomping, and then it's what's driving my husband nuts.
And why is that?
Because our kids start dancing too with them. This has to stop. I'm pleading to our leaders that they have to do something about this. It is scaring me. It's scaring my children. Our goat won't come out from under the bed. Since they came here, please help us.
And that is only one family whose arrival of these Israelites have made their life miserable. How many more are out there? So now, we turn to our in-house expert in Hebrew history, and he comes to enlighten us a bit in exactly what is going on. Welcome, Mr. Know-It-All. What do you have to say?
Yes, John Brokaw. Thank you for having me here tonight. Well, these Israelites who are outside our walls have been traveling for the last 40 years to this specific land we call Jericho. But to them, their God has promised a land called Canaan.
Interesting. We had a guest before that did mention that name, Canaan. So, Mr. Know-It-All, where do they come from? Where are they from originally?
Well, Juan, I don't think we have enough time to discuss where they are from, but I heard that there is this thing called YouTube, and you could go back few weeks on a specific channel and learn a bit more of where the Israelites came from. But let me give you a quick rundown of who and where they come from. These Israelites were slaves for 400 years to the Egyptians until their God raised up a leader named Moses, who, after pleading with Pharaoh to let them go, and Pharaoh saying no over and over, he sent them those 10 powerful, horrible plagues we have all heard about, and that finally broke Pharaoh, and he let them go. Then Moses, their leader, walked them through the Red Sea with, again, this powerful God that they worship, opened up the waters, and let them cross, and killing the Egyptians who had tried to bring them back to slavery. They left Egypt around 40 years ago, and they have been led by their God, and he brought them here.
But exactly how did they get here? Did they have a map?
Not exactly. God led them by a cloud during the day and a pillar of fire by night. But during this time, their leader Moses died. But a man named Joshua stepped up and became their leader, who has led them up to this point.
Interesting. So, what can you tell us about why they walk each night around our city?
Well, from what my sources tell me, their God has told them that they shall march around the city, all you men of war. You shall go all around the city once. This shall do 6 days, and then 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of rams, horn before the ark.
So, what is in this ark exactly that your source told you about? And it has been 6 days already. Is this the last we will hear from them? Are they moving on?
No, not at all. On the 7th day, they will walk around the city 7 times, and then
It seems we have lost Mr. Know-It-All. But we have an update on what's going on outside. Joanne Walters, what do you have for us?
Yes, Juan Brokaw, the Israelites have started to form a line, and rest assured, they are at least 6 feet apart. They are practicing social distancing. We have to give them credit for that.
And what exactly are they lining up for?
Well, it seems that they are getting ready to go and walk around our great city again.
Okay, thanks for the update. Not sure how many more days of this we'll be putting up with, but did we get Mr. Know-It-All back, or is he gone? No? Okay, so let's go to commercial, and when we come back, we will have our exclusive interview with our local citizen who has been accused of being a traitor because she helped to hide some spies who came into our city and to probably help them escape as well. We will be back.
Hi everybody, my name is Danya and today I'm going to be doing a song called Romans 5:8. But before we start, let's go ahead and pray. God, I want to thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you because I know that you're always watching over us and protecting us of every moment of every day, Lord. And I just ask that you please give us the guidance to do your will and that we can want to grow stronger in our relationship with you every day. And I pray all this in your name. Amen.
Romans 5:8.
But God demonstrates His own love toward us, love toward us. But God demonstrates His own love toward us, love toward us. In that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us, Christ died for us, Christ died for us. In that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us, Christ died for us, Christ died for us. But God demonstrates His own love toward us, love toward us. But God demonstrates His own love toward us, love toward us. In that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us, Christ died for us, Christ died for us. In that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us, Christ died for us, Christ died for us. But God demonstrates His own love toward us, love toward us. But God demonstrates His own love toward us, love toward us. In that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us, Christ died for us, Christ died for us. In that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us, Christ died for us, Christ died for us.
Welcome back. Now we go to our exclusive interview our very Joanne Walters had with a local citizen whose name and face we will disguise in order to protect her. Here's the exclusive.
Thank you, Bahar, for being with us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us what exactly happened that night.
Well, I was watching my favorite show, Jericho Idol, and right when my favorite singer was finishing his song, I heard a knock on the door. I went to answer and there were these two men. They did not look familiar and I did not know where they were from.
You are being accused that they stayed in your house while they were in our city. Is this true?
Like I said to them, yes, they came and right before they closed all the gates for the night, they ran away, but I'm not sure where they went.
Well, your neighbor did tell us that you hid them in your roof behind some stalks of flax. Is that true?
What neighbor? Man, snitches get stitches.
Yes, and she heard you plead with them before you helped them escape down a rope through your window. She heard you say, and I quote, I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the waters of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the 2 kings of the Amorites who were on the other side of the Jordan, Sihon and Og, who you utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts melted, neither did there remain any more courage in anyone because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and on earth beneath. Now, before I beg you, swear to me by the Lord, since I have shown you kindness, that you also will show kindness to my father's house, and give me a true token, and spare my father, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, and all they have, and deliver our lives from death. So, what she's saying is true?
This interview is over.
Rayhan,
I need to
I'm
go
sorry,
home.
but hold
I
on.
need to be in my
Where
house.
are you going? We're not done yet.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do, what you gonna do. Yeah.
Well, I hope the authorities caught that and they realize she is actually a traitor to Jericho. Oh, wait. We have breaking news. One of our undercover reporters who infiltrated the Israelites' camp has come to Joanne, who is outside our walls monitoring and reporting on what is transpiring outside. So let's go to her. What do you have for us, Joanne?
Yes, Juan. Our reporter who went undercover just ran up to me in a panic that today is a day. What do you mean today is a day, Belu?
Yes, I had to pull my cover because today is the day our city will come to an end.
What do you mean? Tell us.
I was able to get close to this guy named Joshua, who apparently is the leader of these Israelites, and I heard him say that when he arrived here at Jericho, he saw a man who stood opposite to him with his sword drawn, and Joshua asked him if he was with them or against them. This man told him that neither, but that he was the commander of the army of the Lord, and he had arrived. Joshua fell on his face and worshipped, asked, what does my God have to say? And God said to Joshua, hold on, let me get my notes. And God said, see, I have given Jericho into your hand, its king and the mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city, all you men of war. You shall go all around the city once. This you shall do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. But the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. It shall come to pass, when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you near the sound of the trumpet, that all the people shall shout with a great shout. The wall of all the city will fall down flat, and the people shall go up every man straight before him.
There is no way that a bunch of men yelling is going to bring down these awesome walls of ours. Are you hearing this one? That our walls are coming down tonight?
Yes, haven't you heard all that their God has done? They truly believe that if they trust and obey their God, He will take care of the rest. Today, all they kept repeating was this thing called a memory verse, and it said, is anything too hard for the Lord?
A memory verse, and it said what?
They kept repeating, is anything too hard for the Lord?
Well, Juan, they began to walk, and it seems that many are ready to fight. So now to think about it, let's get out of here.
Where did she go? Let's take a break. Let's go to commercial. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We did get confirmation that they began to walk again. You could actually hear the horns in the background. But let's go to our food story for today. There's so many people out there who truly are against pineapple on their pizza. So today we're going to figure out who these people are and why they're even allowed to eat pizza. But wait.
Everyone, our walls have come down. We are being invaded and it seems our end has come. So for everyone, for Baloo, Joanne Walters, and myself, Juan Broca, goodbye.
Guys, we have learned over the last month and a half that God will always be with his people, and he is able and willing to help us in whatever situation we're in. One other thing we learned is that he is very powerful and he could do anything.
Another thing we have learned is that when God speaks, we should obey. He will take care of the rest. We learned that today. We also learned that with Moses over the last few weeks, and we will see it all through the Bible.
Yes. Today, we saw Joshua obeyed God despite how weird or impossible it was. Jericho was a big city with huge walls. The Israelites, yeah, they were afraid. But when the man appeared to Joshua, it was actually God telling him that he would fight for them and to not fear, that he was ready to bring them to their new home despite what their eyes were seeing or what they were thinking.
So God came down to show Joshua that he would fight for them and bring them safely to their new home.
Yeah, Joshua had nothing to fear. And as we know later, we know that Jesus came down to earth as a man to fight for us, taking our punishment for sin so that one day we could live with him in that perfect new home, which means we have nothing to fear. So see you guys next week.
Bye.